The Joe Rogan Experience.
If the aliens came to you and said, Rich, we're going to give you this technology,
whatever it is, it's probably going to be yes,
but
go
you
on.
Can't tell anyone else.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to?
What technology? Like,
what if the government brings you to Area 51 like Bob Lazar, and they bring you down into the base, and they show you an alien spacecraft, and they go, we're going to let you examine this. We know that you love to tinker and back engineer things, but you can't tell anybody. Are you in?
I'd do it in a heartbeat. Why the hell not?
Because you owe us, the rest of the human race. Like these fucking assholes in the government, they're going to keep you from telling us the truth?
Yeah.
Don't you think it would affect the whole world if we knew the truth?
Honestly, I'd probably tell everyone anyways, because the fact that they called the Tesla guy to go down there, of course he's going to rat them out.
Well, that's who I would call. If I was the government, I wouldn't call some respectable scientist from Stanford. Because that guy's... I would call some dude who would be like easily discredited. Some guy who maybe like... Maybe, is a little fudgy with his science reports.
Suspicious.
And maybe plagiarized a little bit in college, but he knows his shit.
That's me, yeah.
But no, I would go with some guy who's, what is that, autodactic? Is that the word where someone learns themselves? Is that what the word is?
Whatever.
There's a lot, right? Is that the word?
Yeah.
There's a lot of geniuses out there that just don't have the credentials. Very smart people. They're just
autodidact,
weird. Yeah, autodidact. Yeah. Take that guy.
Would you do that?
No, I'd tell everybody.
Why?
100%.
Why do you?
Because I wouldn't trust those assholes.
You don't owe anyone anything.
Because I would want everyone to know.
What are they going to do with it? They're just going to freak out.
I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
Really?
100%. Yeah. If the government wants to tell me some secrets, let me tell you something. I'll tell everybody.
Yeah. Would you say that first?
I would definitely tell them I'm telling everybody.
Really?
I was like, don't show it to me.
Really?
Yeah, I would say don't show it to me.
But that's not progressing the human race forward, because the goal is for you to see it and confirm it, right? You want to see it, confirm it, and tell everyone. What are you going to say? Go on Instagram.
I don't want to die, and I don't want them to kill me. So I would say, listen.
You think they wouldn't kill you for that? Would they kill you?
Maybe people have died already, and we don't know.
Damn, it's deep.
Maybe, bro.
Yeah.
Look into it. I don't know. It would be a thing where I would, in all honesty, depends on what stage of my life. If I was 30 years old and they said, I'm going to show you this, but you can't show anybody, are you willing? I'd be like, yeah, sure, show me. But at 50, I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
No, I'm not making any deals. I don't want to make a deal where you tell me that I can't tell anybody about something. I mean, it's one thing if it's a business thing. Like, hey, Apple's going to show you the new iPhone. Don't tell anybody. Oh, for sure, I won't tell anybody.
Right.
Fine.
But a government.
This is something that can affect the human race.
How would the confirmation of aliens affect the human race, you think? Yes, there are aliens. Now what? What are we going to do?
Realistically, you would have to have confirmation that was undeniable, and your own eyewitness testimony is not good enough.
They'll just think you're crazy. They'll shoot you anyways.
Exactly. They'll just think you're a fool, and they'll just make you look like a dunce, and no one. It would actually probably help their cause,
right?
Because no one would ever believe you, and no one would take aliens seriously after that, which is one of the arguments for like what they actually did with Project Blue Book. Like, there was a guy named Philip Corso, and J. Allen Hynek was the guy who was running Project Blue Book, and one of the things that they famously said after it was over that they would just try to debunk things and make these things look foolish.
Yeah.
And that anything they found that they couldn't explain, they just tucked away. But the things that they could explain, even if the explanation didn't jive, they came up with an explanation just to make people realize that aliens were bullshit.
Right.
But he, through the course of Project Blue Book, studying, now you have to ask this question. Through the end of it, he decided that aliens were real and that we had been contacted.
Yeah.
However, you always have to question whether someone is doing that because this is a new avenue for them to make money.
Yeah.
Is this a new stream of revenue? I'm going to do the lecture circuit. I'm going to write books. I mean, if you're a guy who worked for Project Blue Book and then they shut Project Blue Book down, you don't have any more money.
Yeah, you're broke.
And you decide, well, I don't want to work for the government anymore. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write stories about UFOs. I'm
going to start a podcast.
Fuck these assholes.
Right.
I mean, J. Allen Hynek died a long time ago, I believe, right? Google J. Allen Hynek Project Blue Book UFOs.
All right.
I'm pretty sure there's interviews where afterwards he said he is sure after all of his time studying that there is and has been some contact with extraterrestrial entities.
So what do you think?
I don't know. See, me personally, I have zero experience, right?
Right. Well, who does have experience?
Someone might. What do you got? What are you laughing at?
Man, I don't want to talk about it yet.
You don't want to talk about it?
I'm not ready to talk about it yet. Stuff I've been looking into.
Go ahead.
About this topic. This guy worked at that company I've told you about.
in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, he also
Yeah.
was a teacher of physics and astronomy at Ohio State in 1936.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun,
So you
dun,
think
dun.
there's some real shit going down?
Bum, bum, bum.
Maybe.
You think some real shit's going down?
I don't know about all the alien technologies or actually like what beings or aliens
Right.
or something. There's something going on, and it has to do with that company, and it has to do with everything you're talking about in Project Blue Book. I don't know what it is though.
That's very vague.
I know.
Super
That's
vague.
what-
See, all you
I don't
said
wanna
was,
make-
yeah, something's going on, guys.
I can't because to me it doesn't seem fair to just go with the big conspiracy, but there are facts that you can look up and find.
So once you get to the bottom of your
Yeah.
investigation, you'll have a report for us.
Sure, yeah, we'll talk to you. I'll talk I'm not ready to because it
Hey,
sounds
guys,
a little
something's
too
going
crazy
on.
right now.
Right.
I want to leave some of the
It
crazy
does-
stuff out.
Yeah, it's one of those subjects that inherently starts looking crazy until aliens show up. If
Right.
there was like that, what was that movie? What was the recent movie with the where they spoke in like smoke?
oh God.
Was
Arrival?
that big
Arrival,
Arrival?
yeah.
If something like that shows up, then all of a sudden our perceptions completely change.
It's like, oh, wait.
it's undeniable. There's like some giant Los Angeles sized
Yeah.
thing floating over
That
the
would just suck
continental
us all
U.S.
up, yeah.
We'd be like, okay, all right.
So that's the thing. So why would you? So if let's just say we had a microscope, right? Periscope, whatever you call it, to look into space really
Telescope.
far. Telescope, yeah, periscope. If I wasn't a submarine,
we all live.
so, and we see an alien, colony,
Yes.
unlike Mars. What would we do?
We'd study it.
Yeah.
We'd try to communicate with it. But would that be a good move? Like, what if they came over to us and they'll go, oh, look at these fucking dumb chimps.
Do they
Look at
think?
these.
You think any foreign or alien species would think we're idiots?
100% of them
Really?
would think we're idiots.
Okay.
Yeah, if they're advanced to the point where they've gotten control over their emotions and anger.
Right.
I mean, just think about how much tribal warfare goes on still in America, in the world. How much warfare is taking place. How many people are dying? How many innocent people are dying? Drones, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
They'd be aware of all that. They'd be aware of our polluting of the environment. They'd be aware of our depleting the ocean of its fish. They're just pulling in giant nets filled
And
with
catching
fish. They'd
fish
be
and
like,
eating 'em.
what the fuck are
Yeah.
you people doing? They'd be looking at coal plants and the president of the United States, the greatest superpower the world's ever known, saying things like clean coal.
Oh.
Like clean coal.
What do you? So what do you think? Okay, so someone comes to visit us, right? What's the
Right.
dumbest thing that they're going to notice the first? You can say, "Oh wow, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen." What's the number one thing you visit our planet? The number one dumbest thing they're going to see and be
They're
like,
probably going to think the pollution's the number one dumbest. Like you guys are shitting in the environment that you need to sustain you.
All right.
You're doing this it's not like you don't have the resources to fix
With
that.
infinite money.
Yeah, we have incredible amounts of money, but yet the money's not going towards that.
Yeah.
Like massive resources should be going to removing carbon from the atmosphere, removing particulates from the
The environment,
atmosphere.
right.
Yeah, like brake dust and all the shit that's in these cities.
Yeah.
And when these cars are constantly slamming on their brakes, that dust that you have to clean off your wheels, that shit's everywhere.
Yeah, right. It's in your lungs, baby.
It's fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
And it takes years off people's lives. It absolutely does. They would look at all that. They would go, why aren't they looking at that? Like, why don't they have some sort of system in place to mitigate all the problems they've created in terms of like, they got rid of plastic straws.
Right, yeah.
Keep the caps though. Keep the
Right,
bottles.
caps are fine.
Keep the tabs that you pull off of things. Keep plastic wrap. Everything's plastic.
What do you think of those new disintegrating straws, by the way?
Ridiculous.
It's like, oh, God,
I want to
guys.
keep around a stainless steel one.
You should, but you have to clean it though. I was thinking
But-
about that same thing.
You can just stab somebody if somebody attacks you. If you get one with got a good
sharp
point.
in the end.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I stab
just
your throat?
punch a hole through them like that Walking Dead crossbow bolt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the big one that they would get. They would go, wow, these people are crazy. The other thing they would say is the nuclear power thing. Like when you find out things like the Fukushima plant, they didn't have any sort of backup plan to
And it blew
shut
the hell up,
shut
yeah.
it down.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what happens if your generator goes out. Oh, well, we're fucked.
Well,
And now it's
nothing really.
nuclear meltdown
You didn't
and
plan for
everything
that.
dies forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't plan on that. Like that, the fact that they built these plants and they have no idea how to shut them off. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
The aliens would probably be like, these people are out of their fucking mind. They're smart enough to figure out how to harness nuclear power, but what they use it for is to generate
weird.
steam.
Yeah.
Constant, and it has to stay on forever. That's why they put them near the oceans. Like these guys are assholes.
Make it-